Hello, welcome back to the Watford Way. It feels like a long time since I've done a watch along, so it feels great to be back and seeing you all in the live chat. Thank you very much for everyone for tuning into today's stream. And if you can't tell, I'm slightly under the weather. Actually, I've had what you would call the man flu all week, so yeah, I'll battle through. We joined actually today. I'll bring him in very quickly before the game starts by Callum as well. Callum, actually, it feels like a long time since I spoke to you as well. I know you've been very busy with your uni work and getting that done. So yeah, how are you and how are you feeling ahead of today's game? The teams are actually out at the Kassam Stadium as I speak. We're approaching kickoff very quickly. So just quickly from you, Callum, how are you and what is your all-important score prediction for today's game?
No worries, I'll be very quick. So, hi everyone in the chat. Hopefully, you're all good. It's been a while since I've been on the channel, but it's good to be back. Yeah, been very, very busy. I've been a journeyman, if you will. I've been all up and down the UK this week, so it's very good to have a bit of a rest now. And of course, watch Watford. Whether or not that's a blessing or a curse, I'll leave that up to the end of the day today. But yeah, ultimately, just coming off the back of a win against Swansea, a very good win, a very hard fought win. Of course, Musa Sissoko with the only goal, and good to see him starting in the natural position that he is in today. I feel good about this game. Ultimately, I think Oxford. I feel like we can outclass Oxford today, and with some stand-up performances last game from the likes of James Abankwah, who's really impressed me recently. He's put in some very solid performances. I feel like he could do a really good job at the back today. Interesting swap out. I've not seen anything. I did a bit of research before the game, and I've seen that Matty Pollock's not in the starting 11 for Sierra today. Don't know whether he's got an injury or that could be something you can confirm for me, James.
So
But
yeah, Matty Pollock, actually a massive congratulations to him, Callum. His partner is in labour right now. So yeah, they're about to give birth to a newborn, which is great news.
well,
So
there we go. I
congratulations
mean,
to Matty.
I thought it'd be a bit strange, but yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, Matty. Yeah, I had no clue. So, yeah, ultimately, I'll be quick. I don't want to ramble on for too long. I do feel like we're going to get a good result today. Hopefully, the players are going to be into it. We know Cleverley said in his post-match presser that he expects to see some fight or wants to see some fight. So, hopefully, that's what the boys can give us today in a big push for playoffs at the end of the season. And score prediction, I'm going to go for a 2-0 Watford win.
I love that. A 2-0 Watford win. I've gone 2-1 to the Orns. I know my feed cut out just for a moment, so I'll refresh that in just a second. But yeah, I've gone 2-1 to the Orns. Hopefully we can get it done today. As Callum just said, Matty Pollock out of the squad as his partner is actually giving birth right now. So hopefully that all goes well. And yeah, we'll have a little Matty Pollock in the world, Callum, which is great to see. And yes, Callum will be rejoining us at half time to discuss the game and give my voice a rest as well. Because as I said, I'm okay. I've just had the man flu all week, so yeah, I'll battle through. But Callum, thanks for coming on. Nice trim as always as well. Loving that quiff you got going on there. And yeah, we'll see you at half time.
Thank you.
All right, Callum, bye bye. All right, looking forward to this one. Watford versus Oxford. We're ready to go at the Kassam Stadium. And yeah, really excited. Jack is here over in Australia as well. Hey, James, just got back from watching Perth get battered. Hopefully, you see a better result here. I do certainly hope so, Jack. VJ says Sissoko's looked okay since he banned James. Oh yeah, Muse Sissoko blocked me on Twitter. That's quite funny. Yeah, to be fair to Sissoko, yeah, he's performed at a really good level actually, which is always great to see. So yeah, Musa Sissoko getting the winner during the week. What I would usually watch the 3 p.m. game on has actually stopped working just before kickoff. I'll get the feedback in just a moment, but I do apologise. For the first minute or so, we will just be without match commentary for a moment here, but I should be back any moment now. Just bear with me. But yeah, I've gone 2-1 to Watford. As I said, looking forward to the game at a very sunny Kassam Stadium today as well. And yeah, Oxford themselves actually really struggling this season. Yeah, they're right down towards the relegation zone. They started the season relatively well, actually. But yeah, they've dropped off. I think their form in the last few weeks has been pretty abysmal, all things considering. So Oxford United, very much will be fighting for points today, I would imagine. Let's see if I can get back here. Hmm. Yeah, it looks like what I would usually use to watch the 3 p.m. games is having some issues. So that is slightly frustrating. I do apologise. Um, yeah, as Ben says, it's not working at the moment. Oh dear. Mission Magic says, what are you thinking about Rocco Vata not getting played as much in the starting 11? Yeah, Rocco Vata is a weird one. Tom Cleverley said that Vata's ready to start, but then equally, yeah, he's not in the starting 11 today. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with that, and maybe they've had a little bit of a disagreement or something. But he was ill a few weeks ago, Batter, with norovirus, I think he had. So yeah, hopefully he'll be back soon. But yeah, as it stands at the moment, Vata isn't playing in the game today. So yeah, Vata on the bench for Watford, and the bench full of youngsters as well. The likes of, I think, Xavier Messiah Edwards, Leo Ramirez Espan. They're all on the bench for the Hornets today as well. So yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, this is a first for me actually. What I would usually use to watch the game isn't actually functioning. I do very much apologise. This hasn't happened before. Hopefully it will resolve itself in the next couple of minutes. It usually does so. But yeah, what I would usually watch the game on isn't actually working, which is not a great start for a watch along. But feel free to get your questions in chat as well. I've got other ways to monitor the game, of course. But yeah, as it stands at the moment, I can't actually watch, which is not the point of a watch along. But no, I've got another way I can keep chat just for now as I work to get the feedback. But yeah, the weather looking very nice in the UK today. The Oxford Stadium actually is a very strange ground. If you guys have ever been there, I haven't, unfortunately, but it's only got 3 stands. The other side of the ground where there isn't a stand is actually a car park. So yeah, I believe they have planning permission to actually fix that at some point. But yeah, at the moment, the Oxford Stadium, 3 stands. And yeah, just a car park. Yes, Josh, it is. Yes, unfortunately so. Yeah, so the Oxford Stadium, it's nothing on Vicarage Road, I'm afraid. But yeah, the away end's really small. I know the actual tickets for this game were really hard to get if you were a Watford fan. I think there was just over 1,000 tickets available, maybe 1,200, something like that, and it's relatively local as well. So yeah, really hard to get hold of tickets for today's game. As I said, I do apologise. I think I've had this happen to me once before during the lockdown season where I go on and unfortunately can't get access to the game. Hopefully, I'll be back on in just a moment. Here we go. Let's see if I can work my magic here. But yeah, it's not a very good watch long if I can't watch the game myself. Once again, I do apologise. If it goes on for too long, I may have to postpone. I'm currently following the game via text commentary, which is like old school style. So again, I'm very sorry, but there's not too much I can do about this. It's out of my control, and yeah, I think it reinforces the fact that the UK rules regarding broadcasting are just absolutely mental. And yeah, it really needs to change. I mean, the 3 p.m. blackout rule is so it's kind of so old-fashioned, really. So yeah, hopefully that changes in the future. But for now, I'm just following the game purely by text commentary, which is I'm sorry, guys, I'm in the same position as you guys. I know there's probably a lot of viewers coming in hoping I've got a feed of the game, but yeah, I'm in the same position as everyone else. Unfortunately, yeah, it's failed me today. The first time I think ever where I don't actually have the game on in front of me. Yeah, the Hornets house says the way he would watch is having issues too. I'm on FOTMob as well, Ben, keeping tracks on with the game that way. Geography Geeks says you ones. While you're here, feel free to hit subscribe as well. I do have some news actually. We are due to speak to a current Watford player during the international break. And whilst I can't tell you who that is, I can say I'm very, very excited about speaking to this specific person, and that'll be coming your way during the international break. It's not working, the cop, I'm afraid. I'll tell you what, Jack actually is in Australia. He's probably got a better chance of watching the game than we do. Jack49 here over in Australia. It's silly, isn't it, really? But yeah, as soon as I've got a feed of the game, I will let you know, of course. But as it stands at the moment, I am just following the match via text commentary. Watford with the majority of possession at the moment as well, which is good to see. Corner for Watford. And yeah, Tomin's hitting the roof of the net as well. But yeah, at the moment, I've gone old school. I'm following the game via text commentary. So yeah, if a goal gets scored, I don't know how mental I can go because I'm just watching it via text only. Oh dear, I do apologise, as I said, but there's not too much I can do right now. It's just the UK, you know, rules and regulations, I'm afraid, and the fact we can't properly watch the 3 p.m. kickoffs. But yeah, corner for Watford. Good afternoon, says Hobbytown. Geography Geeks is actually following via the Watford app right now. I can see lots of people are tuning into the watch along. It's not a very good watch along, as I said, because as like lots of you, for the first time in a long time, I don't actually have access to a feed of the game. I'm just going to see if I can do something here. But yeah, maybe the internet gods aren't on our side today. But yeah, as it stands, it looks like Watford have dominated the opening 5 or 6 minutes here in terms of possession. Couple of corners, Tom Ince with a shot as well. But yeah, what a shame. What a shame. I'd usually be, you know, very excited right now. But yeah, I think the whole site I usually use has gone down. So yeah, we just have to be patient and hope they can get it back up and running as soon as possible. Maury the Cobb says they do the blackouts so people go to the games. Well, you know what? I would have actually gone today. But yeah, I'm not in a high enough away group because I don't go to. Well, I used to go to quite a lot of away games actually. Send it to me on Instagram, Rhythm. That would be great. If you could just message me on Instagram, that would be absolutely fantastic. I used to go to a lot of away games actually. Back in the days before COVID, like the Premier League days. Absolutely loved it, like going to massive clubs like Tottenham, you know, United, Chelsea, etc. But yeah, since COVID happened, since really 2022, I've just not gone to too many. I've been to like 1 or 2 per season. Excuse me. Yeah, I've been to 1 or 2 per season. But yeah, not very many in recent times. Send it through to me on any social platform, Rhythm. Tell me when you've done that. That would be much appreciated. Excuse me, I have got the man flu as well. So yeah, everything's going wrong for me today, which is unfortunate. Siriki Dembele for Oxford, who's a player I really like actually, has won a free kick for Oxford. Where have you sent it, Rhythm? Have you sent it to me on Instagram? I can't find it. Foul by Ngakia. Insta DMs. Nothing's come through. Oh, there we go. I've got it. Thank you so much. There we go. Let's see if this works. Excuse me. Sorry. My apologies. Man flu. It's not working, Rhythm, at the moment. Let me keep pressing play and see what happens. No, it keeps kind of flashing. Does it need? Don't know. Oh, we're on! We're here! Get in! We have a feed of the game. Oh, it's paused, but we have a feed of the game. dear. I think my PC just failed. Hold on. I'll be back. I'll be back. Wait there. I ain't clicking that. I ain't clicking that link again. I'll be back on. I'll be back on in a second. Oh my gosh. All of this to watch Watford versus Oxford. It's crazy. Let me close that down. Chrome, do you want to restore your pages? Absolutely not. Bear with me, guys. I'll be back on. This is so funny. I've never had this before. I'll be back on my PC in just a moment. I'm on my phone currently. Do I look any better? Maybe it's better quality. I don't know. Here we go. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Okay. We're back. We're back. Oh, dear. No, it was the other link. I'm not clicking that link again. Whoever sent me that link, you are a demon. Honestly. I'll try yours, Callum, now, actually. Unless FAWA is working. I'm sorry. That was crazy. My computer was so like bricked up. I've never seen it like that before. Thank you for persisting with me though, guys. I really do appreciate it. Oh dear. All right, we're back. We're back. It's still 0-0. We've not missed anything. Let's pretend everything is normal. We're here. We're okay. We're back on track. I've got a feed of the game. We're all good. Thanks to everyone for helping me. Oh, dear. Rhythm, don't worry about it, man. You're all good. You're all good. VJ with the super chat as well. During all of that, let's shout out VJ. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Cal's here as well. Callum, keep update us on what's happened so far during the game if you can. I know, sorry, I've thrown you in there, Callum. If you can put your camera on, that would be great. Update us. Oh, even Callum's having problems now. Let's remove him for a second while he sorts his camera out. But I do have a feed of the game. I do have a feed of the game, finally, which is great. Oh, dear. This watch-along's gone down in history. How funny. Right. We're at the Kassam Stadium. Let's start again. 20 minutes gone. The away fans look to be in good voice over there. I can see Rio, actually, who's a good friend of mine in the away fans. Hopefully he's all right. There's an Oxford player here going off injured. I don't know if they're making a substitute or not. Callum, if you're... Oh, I can see your camera's on. Fantastic. Let's bring you back in. Callum, that is... probably the funniest moment I've ever had on a watch along. I assume you were watching the game at the time, so if anything happened that was of interest, can you let us know?
God, it's all been going on. This is like the most eventful start to the stream I think you're ever going to have, right? Oh my God, even I had issues there trying to get my camera working. But yeah, no, in terms of what's been going on, nothing much. I've tried to watch as much of the game as I possibly can. I think we've had most of the ball, most possession. We've had the clearest cut chance of the game so far. Tomin's just dragging a shot far wide the left hand side of the post. They went out for a corner, but we did nothing with that, nothing too productive. So yeah, we're being the team dominating at the moment, and hopefully it can stay that way, and hopefully we have no more crashes.
I certainly hope so. Callum will rejoin us at half-time. Hopefully there won't be any technical difficulties then. So we'll see you in about 20 minutes' time, Callum. Thank you very much for your help. Yeah, I've never had that before. Watford playing out from the back at the moment. Egil Selvik taking quite a big risk there. Oxford United regaining possession. The Oxford goalkeeper, Jamie Cumming, is actually someone I am a big fan of, actually. He's kind of been playing in like the lower league areas for quite a while, and yeah, to be fair, he's earned himself a decent move over to Oxford, who could very much still survive this season. So yeah, their goalkeeper is someone I really like. I think they've got another quite recognisable name, actually. Let me just take a look at their starting 11. I do have a feed of the game now, by the way, as well. It's going to be funny for me to go and watch that back later, actually, just to see what it was like, because Yeah, my computer just literally crashed. I had to do like a hard reset on my PC. Um, yeah, I thought like a virus was taking over my computer or something. It was a bit concerning, but yeah, we're back, and with 23 minutes gone, it's Oxford United nil, Watford nil. Yasser Larouchi. Or a foul committed by Watford there. That's an Oxford free kick. Edu Kayembe committing the foul. Bobby Madley is a referee today. I actually quite like him as a ref. Actually, I think he's probably one of the better refs in the division. And I think our record at Oxford, I was listening to another podcast actually yesterday, and I think we're unbeaten in our last 15 games against Oxford, and I don't believe we've ever lost at the Kassam Stadium. So, yeah. Will says hello, playing well. Well, we've had a few technical difficulties today, Will. Um, I've only just started watching the match, really, but yeah, I believe from what I've heard, we've played okay, but yeah, only just now have I actually got a feed of the game. I have a Mac rhythm, so I know it's controversial, but I primarily use Safari or Chrome, really. Yeah. I'll learn for next time. I know to have a backup option for the next time we do a 3 p.m. stream, because usually when we do a watch along, they're mostly televised anyway in the UK on Sky Sports if it's an evening kickoff or like an early kickoff. Um, but yeah, the 3 p.m.s are a little bit harder. We don't have too many nowadays though, so it's not too much of an issue. But yeah, I wish they removed the blackout rule and they just let us have access to all the games, which I believe they are doing in a couple of years. I read an article about it, the fact that we should be able to watch the 3 p.m. games. But yeah, here's Georgie Shakfatatse into Tom Ince. Oh, plays in behind a lovely ball. It's got to be a goal. Oh my God. Musa Sissoko. He should have scored. He should have scored there. It was a great run in behind actually by Georgie Shakfatatse. I think Tom Ince played it into Musa Sissoko. Yeah, it's a lovely ball by Tom Ince. And it's a terrible attempt at a finish by Sissoko actually. I'm not too sure what he was trying to do. He could have lobbed the goalkeeper. He could have gone with a bit more power. Instead, I think he tried shooting there with kind of his weaker foot. It was very strange from Musa Sissoko. But yeah, Watford should and could have gone 1-0 up there. But unfortunately, Musa Sissoko fluffs his lines. I can feel my voice going already, actually. I might have to bring Callum in earlier in the stream than I anticipated because, yeah, my voice is going to go eventually. Yeah, thank you for persisting with me, though, during my technical difficulties. I appreciate it. It's the first time, really, that's ever happened. I'm surprised it's not happened before, actually, here on the Watford Way. So I've probably got quite lucky. But yeah, that was quite funny. Finding the link. I got a feed of the game. My computer then crashed, shut down. I had to do a hard reset. Now, finally, we are actually watching the game, which is great. Here's Oxford with a free kick. Oh, I've got the hiccups now as well. It's all going wrong. And yeah, as I was saying earlier, before we had the technical difficulties, we do have a interview with a current Watford player. current Watford men's player coming during the international break, and I can't tell you who it is until I've actually recorded the interview because it's quite a high-profile player. But once it's done, I mean, if you're a channel member, I'll let you know early who it is. So please do click the button in the description to become a channel member, just from 99p per month. But yeah, as soon as I have recorded it, I'll let you guys know, especially the channel members first. But yeah, really looking forward to that one. A very good player, a very interesting player. He's got a good backstory, and yeah, I'm delighted that Watford have let me speak to him. So yeah, looking forward to that. And once I do get confirmation that the interview can be recorded during the international break, I will let you know who it is. Oxford United here with a corner, 28 minutes gone in front of quite a good home crowd today. It looks like they've pretty much sold out their stadium, which is good to see. Watford aren't a huge, championship side, so it's great to see Oxford United doing quite well in their attendance. We go to teams like Stoke sometimes where big chance for Oxford there. They had a man unmarked at the back post, and he headed it straight over Egil Selvic's crossbar. So a goal kick to Watford, and yeah, a massive chance there at the back post, unmarked completely. I think it was Tom Bashiru's man. No, sorry, it was Kayembe's man who lost him. Gosh, should be getting that on target again, like the Sissoko chance. That should be really 1-0 to Oxford already. How old is said player? I cannot tell you. I cannot tell you any more than I've told you because I've not actually done the interview yet. But yeah, once I've recorded the interview, I'll tease it a bit more. But for now, that is all I can say, I'm afraid. Mission Magic says this should be a comfortable win for Watford. I hope it's nothing but that, and I hope it is as well, because I think the longer Watford can stay in this playoff race, the better. Georgie Shakvatatse just with a shot there as well. Yeah, the longer Watford can stay in the playoff race, the better. And I think, as it stands today, we're just 4 points away from 6th position. So, yeah, anything can happen. And yeah, I'm always the optimist. So the longer Watford can be in and around that area, the more excited I'll get, let's say. And yeah, I apologise about my coughing. I've got man flu, but I'm doing this for you guys and for you guys only. I would have watched the game anyway, so I thought I might as well come on, even if I'm ill, and watch it with you guys. Here's Sissoko. A great drive and run forward here by Sissoko. He does really well. Out to Edu Kayembe. Kayembe here. In the box. Georgie Shakvatatse looking to take on his man. Out to Yasser Larouchi. Watford are looking pretty good today. Shot from Tom Bashiru. Straight at Jamie Cumming in the Oxford goal. Watford putting Oxford under a decent bit of pressure, actually. VJ says Sheffield Wednesday away was our last comfortable win. Mission Magic says Selvik does his head in with the short passes and stupid back play. You think that's just a road for disaster? I think Selvik is great with his feet. Obviously, you have to take risks as a goalkeeper playing out from the back, but from what I've seen, I think Selvik is, a vast improvement on Daniel Batman. Oh my god, I didn't know I'd be coughing this much. Let's down some water, shall we? So free kick here for Oxford. Not in a shooting position, but certainly get a decent cross in. It's cleared by Francisco Sierralta here. Goodness me. I'm regretting going live now because of my illness, but I'll carry on. I'll carry on. We got through the technical difficulties, so yeah, we'll carry on. Long throw from Oxford into the Watford box, cleared by LaRouche. Definitely not rhythm. Definitely not. We're not doing that again. I'm not trusting you ever again. I'm joking. I'm joking. Corner for Oxford here. I think I'll be okay this stream. I won't do as much commentary. You'll hear more silence than commentary today. I'm just feeling a bit bunged up really. But yeah, I felt worse the other day. Corner for Oxford comes in again, a decent delivery. Shot comes in, really poor, and Watford have the opportunity to counter here. Tom Ince closing down the Oxford centre backs. Oh, here come Oxford again though. They've won the ball. Well defended by Ngakia. Come on, Watford. LaRouche clears. Kayembe chasing it down. Oh, that's a mistake by Oxford. Is it going to go out for a corner? Yes. Watford have a corner here right in front of the car park, as we discussed earlier. Yeah, they don't have four sides to their ground, Oxford. Only three. Excuse me. I'll keep apologising. I am sorry. So yeah, Watford with a corner here, right in front of the world famous car park and View Cinema they've got. Oh, it's a dreadful corner. It really is. Here's LaRouche into Georgie Shakpatatse. Sends it to the back post. No one's there. Great to see all the Watford fans there in the sunshine as well. I'm still laughing about the technical issues we had earlier. I can't wait to go and watch that back. I'm going to go and have a look now, actually. I'll see when I cut out. Oh, there we go, yeah. You get stuck on my face. That's hilarious. Then it goes black. Oh, no. Oh, that is funny. Worst ground I've ever been to. Oh, that's a hard one. I'll have to have a think. Come back to me at half time and I'll decide. I've been to a few crap grounds, I have to say. Here come Watford. Kayembe. Sissoko. Oh, we won ourselves a throw. I'm on 36 minutes 50 seconds as it stands at the moment. Tony's here. Hello, Tony. How are you, my friend? Hope you're well. Ngakia with the ball in, and Jamie Cummins safely claims in the Oxford United goal. And yeah, I think I'll have to hand the floor to Callum at halftime because I'm struggling with my voice here. I'll go and have a couple of. Do you know like them throat lozenge things you can get? Them throat sweets. Might have to have. Yeah, one of them potentially. Kayembe. Back to Francisco Sierralta, who's of course come in place, as we discussed earlier, of Matty Pollock. Oh, Selvic's made a big mistake here at the back. Maybe I jinxed him earlier. Nearly given the ball straight to Oxford. They would have had an open goal there to slot into. Tom Cleverley looking quite concerned on the touchline there. Please do subscribe as well. I've not actually asked that at all this stream. If you are new around here, it would be very much appreciated. I'm trying to hit 1.4k before the end of the season. I think we have about 55 or so to go until we reach that. So yeah, if anyone's new or you haven't already, please do hit subscribe down below. About 8 minutes to go until half time. VJ thinks I've got a vitamin C and D deficiency, and that's why I'm ill. Maybe so, maybe so. We don't get a lot of sunshine in the UK, so yeah, maybe so. Just noticed Will Vaulks is playing for Oxford. The Welshman, 31 years old. I'm sure, wasn't he at Burnley a few years ago potentially? Am I right in thinking that? I'm not too sure. I'm sure I recognise the name. Dembele, was he at, where was Dembele? Peterborough, QPR, somewhere like that. I don't know. It's no Cody says a draw wouldn't be a disaster. I think it would be a disaster actually. We need to stop 0-0 in our away matches if we want to get playoffs. I think we have to be realistically aiming for a win in every match come between now and the end of the season because yeah, you know, we're on, what are we on now? About 51, 52 points. Playoffs usually is between about 65 and 70 points. Um, so yeah, we need another 15 to 20 points really. So we can only afford probably one or two more defeats until the end of the season if we really want to mount a proper charge for the top 6 places. So personally, I would not take a draw today, especially considering they're a newly promoted side as well. You would hope, I know Watford are pretty poor, but you would hope Watford would beat, you know, a newly promoted side. The same with Plymouth Argyle in a couple of weeks after the break. They're a terrible side away from home. You'd really want to be picking up the 3 points in that game as well. Oh, here come Oxford, looking to get a shot away. Lots of the Watford players actually. I mean, Tom Cleverley's alluded to it before. Good, decent save there by Egil Selvik, down to his left. Yeah, Tom Cleverley. Sorry, he's alluded to it before, but we have a lot of players at the club who are, of course, fasting for Ramadan. Tom Deli Bashiru, Imran Louza, Yas Larouchi, Vakun Bio. I think there's a couple of others I've missed as well. But yeah, I believe Tom Cleverley said we're the most heavily affected squad in terms of kind of fasting for Ramadan. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Cleverley using Ramadan as like an excuse for poor performances in like the second halves of matches, but you know, from a professional perspective, of course, it certainly has an impact. As a footballer, you know, you'd want your players, of course, to be properly hydrated and eating the right foods at the right times. But of course, this time of year, this always happens. It's not, something that's unpredictable. So yeah, it's something Watford have to deal with. And I think Ramadan ends in. When does Ramadan end? I think it's like, is it 20 days time? Something like that? 11 days? I'm not too well versed on the subject, but I think we're over halfway through the fasting period now, I believe. So yeah. Absolutely, the recent loss against Millwall was what you would call a disaster. Had all the possession, all the play, and still lost. Yeah, the first half in that game was excellent as well. So that was really really disappointing. About 2 minutes of normal time to go, and then I'll be glad to hand my voice over to Callum for 10 minutes or so to give my vocal cords a rest. Here's Larouche. Callum, of course, at the Hornets house. I believe he has plans for next season as well. So do follow his Instagram at the Hornets house. I'm sure he'll very much appreciate your support. Here's Georgie Shakfatatse. Tom Daddy Bashiru. Francisco Sierralta. Trying to pass out from the back. Watford have lost possession, but we've regained it back through Georgie Shakfatatse. Here's Georgie. Referee plays advantage. Out to Yasser Larouche. Larouche cuts back inside. Have a shot, someone, please. And it goes out for a Oxford goal kick. God, that was funny, the start of the stream, I have to say. 15, are you saying 15 days left of Ramadan, VJ? It must be hard though, like as a professional player. I mean, I've played football at a really low level, but yeah, running around for 90 minutes at a very high intensity, whilst concentrating as well is, yes, it's really difficult just from a physical perspective. So, doing it while fasting, you have to say fair play to everyone who is. Oh yeah, quite a nasty foul on Yasser Larouche there. 2 minutes of added time. We've played about 30 seconds or so at the moment. Imran Louisa standing over this set piece opportunity. It would be good to go ahead just before half time. Here's Louisa. Sends it into right on the penalty spot. And what a good save that is by Jamie Cummins. Straight at him, the header. I'm not sure who it was from a Watford perspective, but the header straight at the Oxford United goalkeeper just before half time here. Geordie Shakfatatse still has the ball. Oxford clear, and it goes out for a Watford throw. We've certainly had opportunities to go ahead in the game. And I missed the first 20 minutes through technical issues as well. So, Watford look like they're the better team so far, I have to say. His loser shoots and saved again quite comfortably by coming in the Oxford goal. Yeah, the main chance for Oxford that I've seen was kind of that header. I think Kayembe was marking, I think it might have been Will Volks actually. And he just got away from Kayembe. The ball dropped nicely onto his head, and he just couldn't direct it on target to the Watford goal. That's probably been their biggest chance of the half so far. Larouche sends long. Oxford intercepts. 5 seconds to go. Bob Madley should be blowing his whistle. And he does so. So score at half time is Oxford United 0, Watford 0. Tom says you Orns. It's no Cody. It says come on Watford. RS9 is here. Come on you Orns. Yeah, a decent first half from Watford once again, and this is the last time I'll say it. Apologies for the technical issues. It shouldn't happen again. I'll have a backup next time in mind in case it happens. But yeah, overall, Sissoko should have scored his chance. I have to say that was a pretty big one. George's looked quite threatening. Loser, Tom Delhi have looked better than they did against Swansea. And yeah, I have confidence we can get that winning goal in the second half. It's just a matter of if we can do it or not, really. We'll bring Callum back in now to give my voice a rest. I'll stay here, Callum, but yeah, you'll have to do most of the talking. How did you find the first half generally? And yeah, do you have faith that Watford will get that winning goal in the second 45?
Yeah, it's been a good performance from us. I feel like we've dominated most possession, and I feel like we've just pipped Oxford in terms of having the higher amount of chances. And I do think we absolutely have the opportunity to take the lead in the second half. Some players that I feel like were a bit shaky, and I feel like could probably do a bit improving. I mean, I don't know about what you guys think in the chat. Of course, put your guys' thoughts on which players do you think stood out to you in that first half in the chat. But for me, I'd say Igor Selvik was a bit risky sometimes with the way he did play the ball out and distributed to the defenders. I did hear you say that he is good at kicking, and he has been quite good at kicking for the majority of the game, as that's a very strong part of his play. But sometimes some of the decisions that he makes when he sees two Oxford attackers running straight towards him and decides to pass it to one of the defenders instead of absolutely booting it is a bit questionable in my eyes. But ultimately, it's not led to a goal yet. So yeah, it's not too much of a danger mark so far, but it's something just to look out for. Honestly, apart from that, there's not really been that much to write home about. It's just been a very good, solid performance from us, I think, in the first half. And of course, I feel like we have all the more chance to really go out Oxford in the second half and get a winning goal potentially and see out the game. I mean, Tom Ince probably going the closest so far. He has been.
Well, what did you think about the Musa Sissoko opportunity? I'm
yes,
sure
there was that as
that
well.
was a
Yeah.
big chance. Actually, I thought he maybe could have, maybe got more power on the shot or attempted to lob the keeper potentially, Callum, from that situation.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like there was multiple ways he probably could have attacked that to at least give us more of a shot of that becoming a goal. I feel like he did fluff his lines a little bit, and there was a bit of an awkward angle into how much I feel like how much he could have done in that situation. But ultimately, he did eventually go out of play. So yeah, I'm sure there'll be more chances like that in the second half. We've seen Georgie Chapadat saying Tom Ince across that attacking line be quite active at the moment, being quite lively. So hopefully we can provide more chances to Musa Sissoko on the right. And we should see that happening. In terms of Kayembe as well, I feel like he could probably get into the game a little bit more and be a bit more clinical because, yeah, exactly the same as what it's showing on FootMob as it is for me on SofaScore. He's playing as a striker, I believe. But yeah, ultimately, yeah, all we need to do is really just show how clinical we can be, and whether or not it just ends up being a very, I say dodgy, but a very rugged 1-0 win. Ultimately, 3 points are still 3 points, and hopefully I can see a bit of an improvement in how we finish in the second half.
Absolutely. Let's take a quick look at the substitute bench, and I'm very grateful for the vocal rest, Callum. By the way, so yeah, I very much appreciate this. You can see the bench there, like Jonathan Bond, Caleb Wiley, Morris Andrews, Jada Moulton is a new academy player we've not seen before, making his first appearance on the bench, I believe. You've got Ramirez Espan, Rocco Vata for me is a player I'd like to see come on in the second half, Callum. And we saw the impact he had, even against Swansea for the last 10 minutes, getting a couple of shots on goal. Are there any changes there that you would make for the second half?
Definitely. I mean, there's two players I want to see straight away. One of them actually put a comment for. I think it was a game against Millwall, which we did actually, which we did lose, unfortunately. But I do want to see Caleb Wiley get a few minutes. I do know that obviously he is on loan and he has been battling an injury, but now he is available for selection. So it would be good to see him reinforce the back line, maybe in place of LaRusso. He's been probably one of the best of the back four so far. just to avoid further fatigue or further injury. It'd be good to see him see out the game for maybe the last 15-10 minutes or so. Of course, we've got Ryan Andrews in there as well. I probably, at the moment, for the way Ngaki has been dealing with most of Oxford's pressure, probably keep Ngaki in there for now. But if Ryan does get some minutes towards the end of the game, that'd be brilliant to see. Of course, he's one of our homegrown talents, so that's always been a bit more of a bonus. And of course, we've also got Rocco Vata. A very youthful bit of energy, I guess you could say, we could bring over to the attack, because we've got players like Tom Ince. Tom Ince is not spring chicken anymore. His legs are, I do know that he has a good engine, but he's not exactly the quickest anymore. So we can definitely use that, power, that bit of energy to bring us forward to the end of the game there, and hopefully provide a bit more of a flurry of chances. And with this JD Moulton guy, I know that he's done very well for us in the under 18s squad or in our youth squad. So it'd be really good to see him get a few minutes, maybe make his professional debut, I think, for Watford. So yeah, it'd be really good to see him get a few minutes just to.
And what are your thoughts on the youth squad as well? Because I don't think I've spoke to you since they qualified for the Youth Cup semi-finals. That's such an incredible achievement, and they're ultimately, Callum, coming up against the best academy really in the world in Manchester City. I think the tickets are available to buy. Next week they go on sale, free for season ticket holders as well. That's a great achievement for all of the under 18s involved, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. If you have a look at some of the opposition that we faced to get to where we are, Manchester City, their academy. We've seen a few players come through from the academy and seen them play for City, in some of the biggest games you can think of that they can possibly play in a few Champions League nights. Obviously, they've had that Simpson Pusey guy. He came through for the academy. James McAtee, he went on loan to Sheffield. He's still part of their academy. And it just shows some of the produce that they can bring over from there. And also the likes, they're up there with the Coventons and the Carringtons. They have insane talent there, and to see that we're facing off against them and squaring up against them in this competition just shows how high our ceiling is. And I feel like Tom really is the right man to utilise them and bring those players forward to really make use out of them. And of course as well, it also shows the talent we have when we've seen players like Nabizada come through, and now getting congratulations to him, an under 18 spot in England. Me and him are having a bit of a DM conversation actually about that as well, which is really nice of him. Just having I just sent a bit of congratulations, and we got into a bit of a conversation.
Are you the best of friends, Callum? You and Amin, are you?
Me and Amin are best buddies. Me and him go way back. But yeah, I'll send him over a DM of congratulations. Obviously, it's a very hard feat to get into the England squad, no matter what level it is, and to see him and just to see how much of a ceiling he has. He can really provide some incredible moments for us at Watford, no matter how long he stays here. So hope to see him a bit more in action soon. But yeah, incredible work from the academy boys, and I can't wait to see more of them. Hopefully, we can get that win against City.
Absolutely. And in terms of the remainder of the season, Callum, 9 games to go, including today at Oxford. I believe we're 4 points off the playoffs as it stands. Do you feel in your heart that we could get there? But realistically, in fact, let's do like a heart and a head prediction. So in your heart, do you think we can do it? And in your head, are you actually no? We'll drop off maybe just towards the end of the season, perhaps.
Well, in my head, I like to think I'm an optimist, but I'm also a realist, and it's hard to find a balance sometimes, particularly when you're in this position. But you just got to think about some of the opposition in front of us to actually even get into the playoff position in the first place. You've got Bristol, Middlesbrough, and Blackburn, and then in the 6th position at the moment, currently occupying that is West Brom. So 4 very tough opposition. That could definitely get a result of us, all 4 of them, at any point in the season. So it's going to be a really hard task. Us and Blackburn are currently on level points at the moment. Us with a -3 goal difference, them with a +3 goal difference. So it just shows if we're a bit more clinical, we can definitely see our way up the table. And as we've seen across these multitude of games, we have that attacking talent to do that, as we've been pressing, especially teams like Oxford and teams that we know we really should be beating quite confidently. But ultimately, I feel like if I was to make a realistic prediction right about now, there's only 8 games left of the season, I believe. Am I right in saying that?
I think it's 9 including today. So yeah, after today.
9, yeah. That's just 9 after today.
Yeah.
8 after today. So yeah, you've got to think about the position people are in. Yes, I know it's only 4 points off, but that's 4 points across 4 teams. So they're all going to be battling for the exact same thing, with some very talented players across all four sides. So if I was to really put in a prediction, I say unfortunately we do just miss out. I don't think our squad currently at the moment is Premier League ready, especially with how poor and lackluster our transfer window was. That's really had ramifications on where we're going to be, where we would be in the Premier League if we ever did get promoted up to the Premier League. And yeah, I just don't think we're really at that level just yet. Gives Tom a few more seasons, maybe 1 or 2 seasons, to really get to know his squad, to really build it up, maybe even promote a few people from the youth ranks, and we can really see us ascend that table. And he's done a remarkable job, an absolutely remarkable job coming into the season after expecting us to be actually nowhere near the top half of the table. I put in a prediction, I think, like for this season to be right towards the 16th or the 17th place in the table. So the 10th is a massive overachievement. I'm sure you'd agree, James. And it just only shows what more you could do with significant backing and really making our squad solidified to really show that we are a Premier League level, a Premier League team.
Yeah, exactly. And we found out the news. I think it was at the Swansea game or the week before. Scott Duxbury confirmed anyway, Callum, that Tom Cleverley did actually sign a 3-year deal when he was made Watford manager, which was good to hear because the club, are always quite secretive in their communications around contracts and things like that. And to hear that Tom Cleverley didn't actually sign a 1-year deal, but more like a 3-year deal to run until 2027, I believe it was. Obviously, signing it last year. I think that's positive news, isn't it? The fact that Tom Cleverley has signed actually a longer contract than we all thought.
Yeah, definitely. It was a really nice surprise to know that was completely done under wraps as well, and that's been announced by Scott Duxbury of all people. Where obviously there was that mortifying talk between everyone at the Watford board, knowing that, potentially with rumours that Tom Cleverley was going to be getting the sack. So it was great to see that a reverse situation has occurred here. I don't know whether that's to do with the backlash of the fans, potentially, because we all knew how unhappy we were about hearing those rumours that our new manager will be coming in through the doors. But it's great to see that he's secured our future with us. I personally believe, and it shows through the results, it shows through the mentality that he's brought through from the squad in comparison to last season, that he absolutely is the man for the job. I'm completely sure. I'm sure you agree, James. I'm sure multiple of you do in the chat as well. And yeah, like I said, just significant backing is what he needs. He needs the funds to be able to operate the transfer window. Only being able to bring in Caleb Wiley as a loan option, and Igor Selvik, which, to be honest with him, I'll give him his dues. He's been very solid for us in goal, and he's kept Dan Batten out the squad and Jonathan Bond out the squad, and he's become really one of our first choice goalkeepers. And I reckon if he keeps up his form, he'll be like that towards the start of next season. But yeah. All he needs is those funds to be able to really secure some players, or secure some spots in the squad. Sorry, where we are quite wafer thin in terms of depth. And once that happens, I do believe we'll have the talent, especially with how young some of our players are and the youth that we keep on bringing through, that we will be a Premier League ready team. I just don't think we are just yet.
Second half is going to kick off in about a minute or two. Callum, finally, before you go, and once again, thank you for giving my vocal cords a rest. What is your prediction for the second half? Can Watford get that all-important winning goal? It seems like it's going to be another tight game, a bit like Swansea during the week.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be cagey, which is frustrating, just because I know how we can definitely take this game by the horns and really, attack Oxford, as I think they are very susceptible to a lot of attacks that we can make, and that showed quite early within the second half. But yeah, I just don't know. I think in typical Watford fashion, we're just going to see out quite a cagey game, especially towards the last few minutes, where I think all of us are going to have our hearts in our mouths. If I'm being honest with you, I am probably going to say, I still think I'm going to be optimistic. Like I said, I am the optimist. I am going to go with a 1-0 Watford win. I feel like I'm just going to move it down from 2-0 just because I don't think we'll have that within us. But I still think we'll get the 3 points over the line. And it's going to be, who's going to score it? Do I go for someone rogue, or do I go for someone someone you'd expect to score? I'm going to go for a Tom Dele-Bashiru goal. Why not? Put myself out there a bit.
Okay, I like that, Callum. That sounds good. By the way, I just discovered I can do this weird stuff with my camera. So if Watford score, look at this. I can get like confetti going over.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. That's incredible. Fireworks, lasers. Look at all of this. Oh. I didn't even know I could do this until the other day. So, yeah, if Watford score, I'll be bringing out some of them.
You're having a party, you're having a rave.
Fireworks. Look at that. Incredible stuff. So, yeah, if Watford score, that will be happening, I can assure you.
I'll join in on the rave as well. I'll have my imaginary party poppers out whilst I'm outside of the stream.
Stuff. Thank you very much, Callum, for coming on. Really appreciate it, and I'm sure you'll rejoin us very quickly at full time as well to discuss the final score.
No worries. See you later, guys. See you next time.
Bye, Callum. Appreciate it. Right. Okay. We're back, and yeah, looking forward to the second half. We have kicked off once again at the Kassam Stadium. 45 minutes of football to go. In the first half, Watford were kicking towards the car park end. In the second half, we are kicking towards an end that has an actual football stand in, which is always good. So yeah, Watford kicking from left to right in the second half. Oxford, of course, kicking from right to left. And yeah, I've not spoke about it today, but we're actually wearing the black away kit, which I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we've won in that black kit at all this season. So yeah, it could be a big day for the Watford black kit today. Hopefully we can pick up the all-important 3 points. Sissoko has gone down here holding his face. Maybe he's just slightly concussed here. I think he went up for like an aerial duel. Actually, I think he got an elbow into like the forehead or like the eye there. Musa Sissoko. Hopefully he's okay. The referee just speaking to him at the moment. But yes, in hindsight, I should have taken this watch along off and rested my voice. But I love you guys so much. That is why I'm persisting here today. Yeah, I do think we can get a goal. And yeah, as I showed Callum just then, I've got look at all these cool effects I can do with my camera now. I updated my computer to the new software. I can get balloons. Look at that. If it's someone's birthday, I can give them some balloons. If it's I can do like a thumbs up like that. I can do a rain cloud if Watford concede a goal. So yeah, there's lots of different things I could do. Which is I can even get like a green screen background. Look at that. Doesn't that look professional? So yeah, let's turn that off. There we go. Back again. Da 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 da. Come on, Watford. And here we come. He's Georgie Shatfatatse. Goes past one or two players. Out wide to LaRouche here. LaRouche with the ball in and goes over, coming in the Oxford goal. That's unfortunate. I'm not a huge... I think Yas LaRouche, he has good moments, but his final ball can sometimes be very, very off, I have to say. I'm not a huge LaRouche fan, and yeah, we did a video about it, or I did a video about it, I should say, a couple of weeks ago. There was reports coming from Africa that LaRouche had actually signed a permanent contract with Watford. So whether that report is true or not, I've got no idea. But yeah, I wouldn't be, hugely positive about that if it did happen. Tom says Bio or Vata on. Vata, definitely. Bio, not so sure. The Hornets House says, I can't imagine a green screen. The Watford Way isn't the Watford Way without his bedroom background. I know. I'm redecorating my bedroom actually in a couple of weeks, so it's going to look totally different. Which will be quite funny. A big chance there for Oxford actually. Just a few inches wide of Selvic's post. Blimey. I think Selvik would have had that covered actually because it was at his near post. Siriki Dembele with the attempt there, the number 23 for Oxford. But yeah, big decent chance actually. Yes, Garden. Yeah, I've started doing for the night matches at Vicarage Road. When I get home, I've started doing some back garden reactions, which is has been pretty funny actually. Very cold, I have to say. But yeah, BJ, you're right. The back garden match reactions have arrived this season for the night matches only. I do have to clarify. Come on, Watford. Who's Georgie Shatfatat say? Gets fouled there, surely referee. Referee says no foul. Georgie carries on. A nice back heel to TDB. A Banqua back to Egil Selvik. Here's Francisco Sierralta. You know, Sierralta never looks comfortable with the ball. Sierralta actually... So Sierralta there went down. The referees booked him. So Sierralta went down looking for a foul from Bobby Madley. He handballed it thinking the referee would give a foul. And the referee's actually given it in Oxford's favour for the handball. I don't see that very often. So, yeah, Sierralta is just not that great anymore, is he? I mean, he's a player, you know, I would look to shift on in the summer. James Morris is another who, let's be honest, his time has expired at Watford. I know Tom Cleverley likes him because he's quite versatile, but I don't think he's quite good enough to be here long term. So yeah, there's a few players I'd get rid of. Ellis says, "Hello James, how are you? I feel very ill, Ellis. I've got the man flu, so yeah, I don't feel too great." And Oxford have a free kick as well. Kelma I should say, says, is Watford in England? We certainly are. We're very close to London. So if you look at London on a map, you would see that Watford is very, very close to central London. Kusin Jalanan is here from Indonesia. I love that. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate that. How's the weather over in Indonesia? I assume a lot warmer than the weather we have here in the UK. Corner to Oxford, headed clear by Sierralta. Oh, good shot from long range there. It takes another deflection off a Watford player, Will Volks, Oxford's number 4, with the shot from distance, and it is another corner. 53 minutes gone here. I'll probably bring Callum back in to have another quick catch up if there's a break in play or like a long injury, just to see his thoughts on the second half as it's progressing. So yeah, Oxford with another corner here. Comes in right on the penalty spot. It's headed clear by Sierralta. Larouche clears down this left touch line. Oh, Imran Loser's gone down now. He's holding his hand up. Yeah. This looks like a bad one for Loser, potentially. We'll bring Callum in now. Loser goes down, kind of clutches his knee. Callum, we'll bring you in. Looks like Loser's going to get treated by the physios here. Not too bad from Watford so far in the second half, Callum. 53 minutes gone, so about 10 minutes or so played at the moment. Oh, I don't think Callum's ready. I think when I do it unexpectedly, Callum can't be prepared. We'll wait a moment. But yeah, Loser's gone down. It looks like a change might be needed here, actually. The Watford fans on camera now looking quite concerned, actually, for a Moroccan magician. Callum's here. Here we go. Callum, Loser going down there with an injury. The physio's treating him at the moment. It looked like quite a serious one, actually. What's been your thoughts on the last 10 minutes or so? Because, again, we've not really threatened too much up front. I think someone called for it earlier, Vata or Bio, to come on very soon.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry about that that intervention. I was actually I was midway through a call before when I got called on. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think for the last 10 minutes, like I said, there's not really been that much that's affected the game. In terms of clinical chances, I feel like we probably could be a bit better, but of course we've still got plenty more time to do so. Not too much to report on, I'll be completely honest.
No, not too much to report on. Tom asking here, why is Pollock not being featured today? Tom Cleverley confirmed before the match, actually, that his partner is actually in labour right now. I mean, for all we know, Callum, she could have given birth, and there's a new Matty Pollock in the world. You know, they sometimes say, you know, Project Mbappe, you're going to build your child up to be the next.
Project Pollock.
Yeah, Project Pollock. That would be pretty good. So that's answering your question, Tom. Callum will rejoin you if anything big happens in the game, but Loser looks to be okay for now. Hopefully he has come back onto the pitch as far as I'm aware, so hopefully he'll be okay. He is limping slightly though, he looks to be in a bit of pain, so we'll keep an eye on Imran to see what happens. But as it stands, it is still Oxford 0, Watford 0. I'm sorry for interrupting your phone call, Callum.
No worries, I'll make sure to call them back now. But just let me know if anything big happens, and I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, will do. Bye-bye. All right. Will Volks for Oxford taking the throw. Yeah, I do think I agree with whoever that was who commented earlier, saying that we need, you know, kind of like a target forward or just someone with a bit more attacking creativity on the pitch. Now, Bio, you know, isn't the best of players, but at least he would be kind of a figure point for Watford to, you know, launch the ball to. Really, Rocco Vata can drive at people, have shots from distance. So, yeah, I think a change needs to happen pretty soon. I'd probably take off. I mean, it would either be probably Musa Sissoko, Edu Kayembe. I think Tom Ince has had a pretty good game. So, yeah, if Vata or Bio was to come on, I would say Sissoko or Kayembe should be one of the two coming off. In fact, I wouldn't be opposed to making the double change, actually, just to add a bit more energy, you know, up front. So here we go. Watford have a free kick. I mean, if Watford score a goal, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to manage to shout and jump about because my voice is nearly gone. I reckon by the end of the 90 minutes, I will have no voice left whatsoever. Let's see. But yeah, actually, the free kick, again, all the free kicks in this game haven't really been from shooting distance. I mean, Georgie probably scored one from this distance against Millwall in the opening day, but you have to be a really good player to score from here. Yeah, I think it was Tom Deli Bashiru, or I think it was Imran Loser there. My apologies. Loser went for the shot. I mean, it was a terrible shot in the end. Loser still limping around though, so yeah, hopefully he'll be okay. VJ says, I think LaRouche has potential, but isn't quite there yet. How old is LaRouche? I think he's... I don't think he's too old, actually. I think he might be 23, 24, similar age to me. So, yeah, he's still got time to develop, but I don't think he's a top quality left back just yet. And yeah, apologies if you're a new viewer or you're just tuning in. My voice is very much on the way out. I've got a bit of the man flu, the good old man flu, just before the winter ends as well. I avoided illness all winter, and then my younger brother picked up something about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. I thought I avoided it. But yeah, as soon as he recovered, I picked up his illness. So yeah, I blame my younger brother for giving me this. Just trying to see if I can spot any of my mates in the crowd. The camera just panned to the Watford away fans. So yeah, I know about 4 or 5 people who went today actually. So yeah, I was trying to do Detective James and spot them in the away end. Here come Oxford, cleared by James Abankwa, who's had a fantastic start to his Watford career. Sierralta clears long, hoofs up the pitch. Oxford win the ball back and go all the way back to Jamie Cumming. Favourite Watford season? It's got to be the promotion season with Deeney and Igalo for me. I think that was, what was that, 15, 16? We had a great Puma kit that year as well. So yeah, Igalo, Deeney, they were both on fire. We had Alman Abdi in the side as well that year. So yeah, that's my real first proper season going to football as like a season ticket holder. And yeah, definitely my favourite season being a Watford fan, I would say. Here's Tom Bashiru. Tom Ince into Edu Kayembe. Oh, a nice bit of skill shown there by Kayembe. Tom Ince once again. Oh, a great save. Oh no, it's not a save. It went just wide of the goal. The Watford player's asking for the corner. The referee says no corner. I think it was Kayembe with the shot, actually. Let's take a look here in the replay. Yeah, I think the Watford players were clutching at straws there. It didn't. I don't think it took a nick off the keeper. But yeah, Oxford send long from the goal kick. I've just ended the poll we had in the live chat. 108 votes. 47% went with a Watford win. 43% went with an Oxford win, and 9% of the 108 votes went with a draw. So thanks to everyone who participated in the poll. Let's hope they are right in suggesting that Watford will come away with all 3 points. Fingers crossed. And there's a corner here for the Hornets now. It would be good if we scored from here. Losers a great set piece taker as well from these positions with his magic wand of a left foot. The ball goes in right towards the back post, and it comes off a Watford player and goes out for a goal kick. Sierralta there with the attempted header. No real power or direction, unfortunately. And yeah, Oxford have a goal kick. I think Sierralta should have done better there, actually. I mean, he was being challenged by another man, but even still, I felt he could have directed it more on target than he did. Once again, a big thank you to VJ for his super sticker earlier today as well. It's much appreciated. It's not been a totally boring game. I've watched much more boring games than this season, but we are still without a goal, and I think it is going to be another 1 goal wins it type of game, like we saw in the week against Swansea. There's been other instances as well. The Middlesbrough game, that was kind of a 1 goal wins it type of game. Sissoko getting the header. So yeah, I feel like a lot of Watford games have been on a knife edge lately. And yeah, it just takes one moment of real quality to seal the win, really. And I think Georgie, it's a controversial subject, I know, but he's got to contribute slightly more to goal scoring. I do feel. I know people might shout at me for that and say that he contributes in other ways, which I agree with. But there's no denying that the weakness in his game, and the only weakness probably, is his clinical goal scoring ability. Good ball in by Musa Sissoko. No Watford players on the end of it. And yeah, Larousse just chasing back this loose ball here. That's a foul. Thank you very much, referee. James Abankwa getting involved in a bit of a fight here. Tom Bashiru just going over to help break it up. Bobby Madley having a word with Plachetta and Abankwa. Just tripping over each other's feet, really. I mean, there's nothing in that at all. And congratulations to James Abankwa and Rocco Batter, both getting called up to the senior Irish national team, which is, yeah, really great to see, actually. It's great to see, more Watford players getting recognition on the international stage. So it's a yellow card for both James Abankwa and Plachetta for Oxford. At least that's how I can't speak properly. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Plachetta. He's a left winger from Poland, 26 years of age. And yeah, I'm just looking at the ratings actually for this game. The highest rated Watford players are all defenders. Larouche and Ngakia actually have the highest average match rating for today's game so far. Substitution for Oxford as well. The scores and the doors in the other games, I'll quickly run you through them. It's Blackburn 1, Cardiff City 1, Coventry 2, Sunderland 0. A big result for Coventry there in the race for the playoffs. Luton 0, Middlesbrough 0, unfortunately. Oxford 0, Watford 0, Plymouth 0, Plymouth 2, Derby 2, Preston 0, Portsmouth 2, Burnley 2, Swansea 0. West Brom 1, Hull City 0. Those are the latest championship scores from around the grounds. So Vacuum Bio has come on. I know one of you asked for it earlier. Tom Ince has come off. So not the substitution I would have made personally. But yeah, Vacuum Bio on, Tom Ince off. Come on, Bio. Prove me wrong. Get a goal. It would be nice. Come on. And yeah, Oxford making a couple of substitutions as well. I can't pronounce their names, and I'm not even going to try to. Oh, here's Georgie. Go and have a shot, Georgie. Oh! Oh! I'll tell you what. That cross did cause a bit of chaos. But ultimately, it comes to nothing. It's still Watford 0, Oxford 0. But a good cross by Georgie. I think it was Sissoko, Kayembe and Bio all trying to get their heads on it. And yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't work out in our favour. Here comes Georgie again. What a touch by Georgie. Pass it. Oh, for God's sake. Is it a corner? It's a throw. It literally bounced off the corner flag and went out for a throw, which is, yeah, unfortunate. The Oxford fans look pretty peed off with their team, actually, I think it's fair to say. Their facial expressions quite sad in the stands. But no goals to show for either team as yet. It's a long throw from Yasser Larouche. Larouche goes down, looks for a foul. Referee says, well, I'm not sure what the referee says. I don't have the commentary on. I think he might have given another throw. He has done. Here's Georgie Shafatatse. Watford kind of stuck in this left-hand corner flag here. And yeah, well done, Yasser Larouche. He wins Watford a corner. 20 minutes left to be played. A corner for Watford. Come on. I believe. I really do believe. I mean, we have to get the win today, really, if we're to achieve playoffs. I mean, I've made that perfectly clear throughout this watch along. Georgie has gone over to take it. Obviously, he's right-footed, which means he's gone over to the opposite corner flag to Loser. That's poor again from Georgie. Not a great corner. Here's Loser, edge of the box. Loser goes down. Another ball comes in. Oh, it's a big scramble here. Shot comes in from someone. I'm not sure who it is. Knocks the player, throws themselves at it. And yeah, it goes out for a goal kick in the end. Probably a wasted opportunity by Watford there. I'm going to take a look at social media and see what others are saying. Yeah, Kayembe, again, a poor shot from Edu Kayembe there. Someone said two dire football teams playing a turgid game of football. Do everyone a favour and blow up ref. I don't think it's been that dire. I think that's probably an over-exaggeration. Oh, that's poor from Georgie Shakpatatse. He could have found a Watford player in space there. Tom Bashiri wins the ball back. Really good work from TDB, actually. I can feel my voice coming back now. I feel like I'm recovering from this illness as I'm talking to you. Here's Georgie. TDB shoots way wide of the goal. A poor shot there from Tom Delly. Looks like we're getting slightly irritated and desperate now as the Watford players are just taking shots from angles that are a bit strange, potentially. Cummins sends long, picked up by Ngakia. He finds Georgie. Here's Georgie, cuts back inside. Here's Loser. Loser into Kayembe. Oh, it's not been great, this. I mean, I'd get Rocco Vata on as soon as possible. I'm not quite sure what Tom Cleverley's thinking. Georgie. Loser. Looking to find Bio, making a run in behind. It's just not quick enough, Bio, to get on the end of that ball. I mean, Tom Cleverley said Vata was fit to start for this match. So there's no excuses, really. I mean, Vata should be on. He should have been on 10 minutes ago, really. I don't know what he's doing. We're just 3 subscribers away from our goal for today's stream as well, which is absolutely fantastic. So if you are new around here, please do hit subscribe down below. You can also join as a member by following the link just below me there. That's also in the description of the video if you are on a mobile device as well. Come on, Watford. Oh. Yeah, as I said, it's not been the most boring game I've watched this season, but it's probably in the top 5, I would say. There's been chances. There's been chances. Gary Rowett, the Oxford manager, down there with Tom Cleverley, giving his team some vocal instructions, I'll say, from the touchline. Oh, come on, Watford. I really want to win here. We just don't have... We just struggle to score goals. I feel like in the January transfer window, we solved... Oh, here's Oxford with the shot. Selvik saves. Yeah, I feel like in the January window, we actually solved our defensive issues. Selvik and James Abankwah and Caleb Wiley, you can throw into that even. are big upgrades on what we had already. But what we now struggle with is actually killing teams off, like scoring more than one goal a game. It's quite rare to see Watford score, 2 or 3 goals in a match, actually. I think they've only scored 3 or more goals in a match twice this season. Sheffield Wednesday away and Stoke at home. Oh, here's Bio. Bio shoots. Oh, it's awful. It's an awful shot. Really is. And that just proves my point, really. Watford struggled to kill teams off. And we ain't going to do that by shooting like that, Bio. I've got to say. I don't even know when the last time Bio scored was. It might have been last year. I'm actually going to check that out. Transfermarkt. Vacuum Bio. Let's take a look at when he last actually scored a goal. I bet it was last year. It wouldn't shock me if it was. So Bio. Stats for this season. Let's take a look. So his last goal. Oh no, he did get a goal this year. Cardiff away. And that was his last goal on the 14th of January. There you go. Still quite a long time though for your main striker to not score. He obviously got a 3-match ban during that time as well. Tom Bashiru out to Yas Larouchi. Come on, a good delivery, Larouchi. Come on. Oh, it was a good delivery actually. There was no one on the end of it. Ngakia. Oh, that's a terrible delivery. Ugh. Come on. Come on, Watford. We're into squeaky bum time almost. Like 80 minutes onwards is what I would class as squeaky bum time. That's when I really start to get a bit on edge, I would say. What are you guys up to for the rest of the weekend as well? The weather actually next week looks really good. So yeah, I'm going to try and get out a few times next week on my bike, go for a couple of bike rides, a couple of runs as well. And yeah, we might watch a film later actually. I'm not too sure. There's nothing on TV, so yeah, we might find a film, shove that on. Ted Lasso, by the way, season 4 got announced during the week by Apple, which is great news because I loved Ted Lasso. It's one of my favourite ever TV series. So yeah, to see that got announced for another run, I'm very happy about. Here come Watford though. Georgie, great pass by Larouchi. Georgie does a 1-2 with Larouchi actually, edge of the box. Larouchi back to Georgie. Come on, guys. Here's James Abankwah using his pace and agility to get forwards. And Abankwah's been caught out there, actually. Sierralta cleans up well at the back. Watford retaining possession here, just about. As I say that, Oxford win the ball back. I'm a bit of a jinx. Oh, that guy got booked earlier for that altercation with Abankwah is calling for... Oh, fuck off. What? You're joking me. It's a red card for James Abankwah. What happened? I didn't even think that was a yellow card. Sorry for my language. Oh, that would be a big loss for Watford if that gets upheld. So James Abankwah, 2 yellow cards. Oh, he's been sent off. We're going to have to play for the last 10 minutes with 10 men. Oh. That is gutting. That really is gutting. And actually, you can say that's probably our playoff hopes out of the window because, yeah, for Matty Pollock to play alongside Francisco Sierralta, I just don't like that partnership. I mean, Tom Cleverley looks quite furious here. Let's take a look at what happened. Abankwah. I mean... Was it a second yellow? He tugs his shirt slightly. I'd say a yellow card's probably an over-exaggeration. I think Bobby Madley's had a bit of a power trip there. What do you guys think about that? Oh, bloody hell. What a strange decision. I'm not sure I agree with that. I mean, of course, I'll say that as I'm a Watford fan, but yeah, so that means for the next game, Banquer won't be in the Watford squad. If we lost now, I mean, I would just be absolutely gutted. Do Watford go for the win? Do we hold on for the draw? I mean, the draw is pretty pointless, all things considered. Where the hell's Rocco Vata is what I'm asking. I love Tom Cleverley. I love everything he stands for. I love everything he's achieved at the club so far. But I do think sometimes his substitutions are slightly questionable, I'll say. So, yeah. I mean, Richard says, bit harsh. Are you talking about my criticism or the yellow card? I assume you're talking about the yellow card, Richard. Yeah, I mean, probably was a yellow on reflection. He pulled his shirt. But it's just gutting, isn't it? James Banquer, one of our better players this season. I mean, Oxford have scored. I actually missed the goal while I was talking to you. Game over. Oxford scored. 1-0 Oxford. We've thrown it away. Absolutely thrown this away. We were by far the better side in the first half, and I believe that's our playoff hopes over. The only positive is it makes Luton closer to a relegation battle. Let's take a look at this goal. Oh, it's terrible defending. It really is. Good shot into the far corner, to be fair, but the defending is, I mean, from Ngakia as well. I mean, that is just absolutely awful. He trips over his own feet. Selvik can't get there. It's 1-0 Oxford. Oh, bloody hell. Let's get the score changed. Oxford United 1, Watford 0. I can't wait just to get in bed and forget about this match. What a disaster of a day I've had. I'm ill. I've got the man flu, a red card, and what's looking like a 1-0 defeat away to Oxford. It's not got much. It can't get much worse for me, is what I will say. I mean, Tom Cleverley looks really angry, and that's made me pissed off actually as well. So who's coming on now? Ryan Andrews and James Morris are coming on. I mean, what is the point? What is the point? Just shove Rocco Vata on and try and get an equaliser. Here's Georgie Shakfatatse. I mean, there's a reason I'm not the Watford manager and Tom Cleverley is. Let me make that perfectly clear. But some of his substitutions are a bit strange on occasion, I have to say. Oh, don't forget the connection issues. Yes, of course. Yes, technical issues as well. RS9 says ref cost us the game. Strange one. I mean, let's be honest. Can we all agree? Was it actually a yellow card? I mean, he did tug his shirt. He stopped, a promising attack, James Abankwah. So you could argue it is a yellow card. I think we can all say that. I mean, Watford might appeal it. I don't know. So Georgie Shakfatatse has just gone off, I believe, for James Morris. Ryan Andrews coming on as well for Musa Sissoko. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. I don't usually swear on here as well. I just wasn't expecting to see the red card. Yeah. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, Morris on, Sissoko off. And let's got confirmation on the other substitution as well. I think Andrews is coming on as well. Not good. Oh, I'm gutted. I really am gutted. I thought we could do something this season. But yeah, we just the transfer window in January it was a triple change actually. My apologies, I missed it. So it's Vata, Morris, and Andrews on. I've got it on my phone. Vata, Morris, Andrews on. Ngakia, Shakfatatse, and Sissoko are off. But what's the point? Vata should have been on half an hour ago. I just don't get it. I really don't. Morris hasn't made an appearance for what feels like several months. I don't know. Kelmer says game over. Yeah, Will's not happy either. Yeah, not good. Kelmer says Real Madrid losing as well. They've not had a great season, Real Madrid. But I tell you what, I'd much rather be Real Madrid than Watford. I'll tell you that for sure. Ah, yeah, this is our season done now, I think. I mean, you can't be classed as a serious playoff challenger when you're losing to teams like Oxford. And that's no disrespect to Oxford fans or their team, but they are, a newly promoted side from League One. Their form in recent weeks has been shockingly bad. I can't remember the last time they've won a game. Um, I mean, I bet they're delighted. I bet they're delighted. I mean, Gary Rowett down there on the touchline, Yox's manager, looks pretty happy as well. About 4 minutes of normal time left to be played, plus added time. But I can't see Watford getting a goal here at all. Even if we did get a goal, is a draw that fantastic away at Oxford? I'm not so sure. Oh, here come Oxford again. Of course, Watford a man down at the moment. Selvik claims. So this win would take Oxford up to 18th place on 42 points. Wow. I mean, with a win today, they're making themselves right at the relegation battle. I mean, there's still a chance, of course, but yeah. Latest scores: 2-1 Cardiff up at Blackburn. 3-0 Coventry at home to Sunderland. I mean, Coventry and Sunderland, those are two teams, proper, decent championship sides. Luton still 0-0. Obviously, Oxford 1, Watford 0. Plymouth 2-2 at Derby. Preston at home to Pompey 2-1. Burnley 2-0 winners away at Swansea. Yeah, lots of big results in the Championship this afternoon. Tom says this is what happens when we don't get a proper striker. I mean, you've nailed it, Tom. I mean, we've all said it for a long time, haven't we? But we just don't have enough goal scorers in this squad who are prolific. Because we've made actually, today, especially in the first half, actually some decent opportunities, but there's no one there to finish them. Another two Oxford substitutes. I thought they were Watford subs for a moment as Oxford wear yellow. I got confused. But yeah, another two Oxford subs coming on here. Just a bit of time wasting, really, and peeing off the Watford fans. That is on, Will. That has come on, but he come on 5 minutes ago. He should have been on, at half time or, around the 60th minute mark, really. Will says, should we play Andrews right mid over Sissoko? I wouldn't mind that, actually. I think that's a good shout. VJ, actually, he was always the optimist, says 8th at best after this defeat. I mean, I still think that's a fantastic season. But yeah, with the squad we've got, the injuries we've got, and the lack of backing, I think 8th would be miraculous. Oh dear. I'm just not a fan of Vacuum Bio. I never have been. I don't think I ever will be. He's just not great. He's just not a great player. I'm sorry. And if he hates me, he hates me. But I've got to call it out for what it is. Sometimes a player just doesn't suit a team. And whilst Bio has 10 goals this season, how he's scored them, I've got no idea, because the rest of his contribution to the team in regards to his all-round play just isn't quite there for me. And, the question is, should we have kept Rajovic? Potentially so. Potentially so. I don't know. It's always good looking back in hindsight, but what we have now is an injured Mamadou Doumbia and a quite awful striker in Vacuum Bio who can't do the job away at Oxford. So yeah, 7 minutes added time though. I mean, we'll bring Callum back in a second. Callum, if you hear me, send me a thumbs up in the chat. But yeah, Watford with a free kick here, taken quickly. Oxford clear. Selvik coming right up to the halfway line here. Sierralta sends long. It's disappointing. You know what? I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed because there's only so much this squad can achieve, given the quality we have, the injuries, and obviously the transfer windows we've had as well. And oh, here come Oxford again. That must be offside. Yeah, Lino's flagged offside there. Yeah, we'll bring Callum in now for the final few minutes of the game to get his thoughts. I mean, it's looking unlikely Watford will score. But yeah, we'll hope and pray for the final few minutes. Callum, we'll bring you in. Oh, dearie me, I mean, that has been, I wasn't expecting to see, number one, an Oxford goal, and number two, a James Abankwah red card, 2 yellow cards. Was it a yellow card for you, that the tug of the shirt? You have to say it probably was. Although, some refs give it, some don't,
Exactly, yeah. It's all about the situation on the day and the referee who manages the game or dictates the game. And ultimately, I feel like that in some way I could be alone on this thought. But I do feel like it was a bit harsh, but because I feel like there's a lot worse things that he could get a red card for. But ultimately, there was an offence that got him the yellow card in the first place. I think he should have been a lot more cautious and not so complacent, knowing that he was in a perilous place throughout the majority of the second half. But yeah, that's a massive loss for us. He's been arguably our best centre half for a run of games now. And like you said there, for just after the red card, I am not too secure in this Pollock Sierralta back line that we're probably going to see now for the rest of the season. So, it's for the next game or however games he's suspended for. So, God, I'm very sorry to say, and of course everyone in the chat as well, do get your thoughts in the live chat. But yeah, I don't see any way for us now. I think that's our season over.
Well, Will says he's off to go and get fish and chips to cheer himself up. Have a good one. Well, that's great to hear, Will. I hope you have a lovely meal. And yeah, I'm very, very jealous. Magic says, how many minutes is additional time? 7 minutes additional time. We're currently in the third minute. I'm on 93 minutes 20 seconds to be precise. So yeah, just 3 or so minutes left to play. The Oxford United fans look to be in good voice as well, and it's just disappointing, Callum, because we all were optimistic and thought there was a chance we could get playoffs. There's a possibility. But after today, and I don't think it's been particularly poor, especially the first half, I thought we created opportunities. But after today, surely the playoffs are, out of the question, really. It's going to be a decent mid-table finish for Watford, which I think we would have taken at the start of the season.
Exactly. It's alluded to what I said right before the second half started. I just feel like, it's a massive overachievement, I think, in terms of our standards. And I think most Watford fans will agree with that in terms of how as to where we expected this to finish at the start of the season and to where we are now. Is still, for me, hopefully we can hold on to this 10th place. If not, maybe try and aim for 9th or 8th. But I feel like at the moment now, playoffs, I feel like now playoffs are completely out of the reach. I just think the teams above us will just, they'll gain momentum, probably have a bit more quality than us, and we'll try and trudge on to get Premier League promotion. But like I said, I still don't think this squad's ready for promotion yet. And I was actually going to say this towards the end once we reach full time, but I might as well just get my point out now, as I can't see much of this changing. I just feel like this is actually kind of good for us. I'm going to put it out there now. I feel like while every team wants to get promoted, and of course feel the success of the Premier League and feel how good it is to be in the Premier League. I mean, no one expected the likes of Ipswich to do as well as what they did last season, and now they're in the Premier League and have got some good results. Even though they're now getting thrashed by Nottingham Forest, but you get the point. I feel like we just need that more of a reinforcement. Hopefully us in unison can all come together as Watford fans, as we have done, especially when we heard about the news of Tom getting possibly sacked. and for a few string of results this season, that we all come together when it is about wanting to make the squad and the club better. And I feel like we all have the same views on how if we do have a bit of backing from the owners, hopefully this will elevate us to heights where we can really reach the playoff spots. And Tom's proven what he can do with the squad. If he brings in a few players that he sees potential and he likes, obviously with this new deal that he's just penned in now, obviously the owners see a lot of trust in him. I've never felt so connected to a manager ever since Javi Gracia. So hopefully we can really see the squad develop under Tom's reign, and that all starts with what's given to him from the ownership, and hopefully attaining a mid-table finish or somewhere around 9th, 8th or 10th, hopefully nowhere below her. But yeah, hopefully around that space should hopefully open up the eyes of the owners into thinking like this squad has potential. We've got a solid youth rank, obviously that's been proven through the FA competition we've been in this season. We can get better. It's just all about how we can develop this squad to make it better, and how we can have the funds to make it better. Spending maybe 1 or 2 more seasons in the Championship really can give us a baseline as to who needs to go, where we need positions to strengthen in, and that starts, I think, through from a position that you kind of alluded to before I came in. We said that we need a clinical striker. We need someone who has composure in front of goal and can get those goals without being so mismatched. Like for example, per se, Bakun Bayo has been, and I feel like I said this right from the very start when it happened at the start of the season in the transfer window. Sending Vibic out on loan wasn't the right decision. I feel like it was, especially with now.
Just going to interrupt you, Callum, because I think we are approaching full time here. There's about 5 seconds to go. I'm just waiting for Bobby Madley to blow his whistle. Gary Rowett, the Oxford manager, is furious because Watford actually do have a free kick here, Callum. The 97 minutes played have gone. The 7 minutes allotted. Free kick comes in. Loser still retains possession, and Bobby Madley has indeed blown up for full time. So yeah, the final score in this one, guys, unfortunately, I'm sad to report, is Oxford United 1, Watford 0. I think the reverse fixture was the similar score actually at Vicarage Road. I think Bayo got the goal after a decent cross from Quadway Bar. And yeah, you can see there, I mean, I'm watching the Oxford fans on my feed here, and that's a massive win for them. I mean, that drags them right out of the relegation battle. I think they're 8 or 9 points clear from the relegation zone now, which is great news for them. Just to get your final thoughts before we head off, Callum. A 1-0 defeat, as we alluded to there, that probably is the playoffs done. What happens for the rest of the season now? Do you give more youngsters a chance? For me, Bayo is off in the summer anyway. I wouldn't even bother playing back in Bayo. Give the youngsters a chance and see what they can do for the final few games, because the chance of playoffs, whilst unrealistic, is now very much a massive outlier in how our season could end.
Exactly. It's a very, very disappointing result, especially when you have a look at the vast difference as to where we are in the table in comparison to Oxford. But of course, all congratulations to them. They put up some good fight. And it was just a massive lapse of concentration for us right towards the end of that game that unfortunately resulted in a loss. I guess you could say that's all too often is a sight that we've seen from Watford this season, where we've just kind of bottled it and thrown it away. But yeah, if we could just attain this mid-table position, hopefully see nowhere lower than 12th or 13th. Hopefully we can see nowhere lower than that. But of course, we've got the Championship's a very, very cutthroat league. Anyone will do anything to get loads of points. Everyone's so congested in around mid-table. So in terms of starting youngsters now to try and see if we can boost their confidence, boost their morale, and actually have some players that want that put in their 100% every single game, because they will really want to prove themselves within the team. I think we've got loads of youngsters who have proven themselves in this FA Youth Cup that are coming through, that's just sitting on the bench, not really being used to full effect, to kind of seen as filler players in case anyone does get an emergency injury or we do need some reinforcement. But seeing players like Ramirez Aspan, Amin Nambazada, of course, and I'd love to see some more from this new youngster we brought on. I think his name's Moulton. I believe. Let me just quickly check, as I've got my app up. Bear with me. It is. JD Moulton. To see players like him move in, and of course, to have players like Caleb Wiley, who didn't even get any minutes today as well. We brought him in for a reason. He is a very hot prospect from Chelsea. So realistically, it just goes to show what was the point in signing him if he isn't being used. And it also does
Yeah.
indicate to me as
Finally,
well that
can I just ask you? My frustration from today's game was actually the substitutions because I thought Larouche was pretty poor with his deliveries. As you say, Caleb Wiley, is fit, is ready to go. He's there as an option. Let's see what he can do. Rocco Vata, Tom Cleverley said before the game he was fit to start if needed, and he comes on for the last 10 minutes, if that. And he's a proper, he can get you a goal. He can really, strike the ball properly from distance. And to see him come on so late was, for me, gutting, really, because the game was done at that point. And yeah, I just felt his substitutions were a bit off. What did you make of, very quickly, Callum, on the substitutions?
No, I agree. Absolutely agree. It's like I said, right towards the start of the second half, we need Rocco to come on as that burst of energy. Like we said there, Tom Ince really isn't. He doesn't have the legs anymore. He is definitely not spring chicken. So we could use someone who has the youth, who has the legs, who has that energy, who has the power of Vata, especially when he's unused on the bench and hasn't had any action this game, to really make a difference. And to see him out for the last 5 minutes, I think that is totally on Tom Cleverley. And it's not often I say that this season, but I feel like he's definitely got that wrong today, and he should have come a lot earlier. Yeah, like you said, Bio. Is there any really point anymore really starting him now? We've got less than 10 games left of the season now. If we can see him off for next season, then realistically we should be looking to maybe turn to youngsters, give a few youngsters a chance on him. Messiah Edwards was sitting on the bench as well today, who's done really well in the Youth Cup and really could have been done with that boost of experience and just to bring a bit more youth and life into the game today. That would have been a massive bonus for us. Yeah, and also JD Moulton, Ramiro Aspan, just loads of youth, and it's just kind of sitting there and doing nothing. So hopefully we can see a lot more introduction to players, which we wouldn't really expect to get a start now, considering we've now really not got anything else to fight for come towards the end of the season. But yeah, those realistically are my thoughts on the subs. We could have used a lot more energy going into that, but it was way too little, too late.
Absolutely right. I think we'll leave it there. It's been, a funny, strange stream. Actually, we started off all right, then we had some technical issues. Then I disconnected entirely. Then I come back. The first half was okay, not too bad. Musa Sissoko probably had the biggest chance. No, Tom Ince had a couple of shots on goal as well. Second half, not great from Watford. It looked like the game was going to peter out to a 0-0 draw, and in the end, Oxford United got the goal. A nice curling effort past Selvik into the far corner. Strange defending by Ngakia actually for that goal, I do have to say. But yeah, we'll leave that for another day. If you haven't already, please do hit subscribe down below. Don't forget to check out The Watford Way across all social platforms, both here on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and over on our new TikTok page. And as I mentioned earlier as well, I've been talking to Watford, I've been trying to work my magic, and we should have another player interview for you during the international break, which is really exciting. And when it gets closer to the time, I will of course confirm who that is for you. Other than that, go and follow at the Hornets House on Instagram, Callum's page, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Bye bye.